All right, page 2 on chapter 7, section 6, we're going to figure out how to calculate monthly payments on a student loan. Yeah, let me see if I can, well, I can't. Okay, so monthly formula for payments. We've seen before that a capital letter R is designated for payments, okay? These are same letters used in all the other sections. So the payment formula for the student loan is very similar to the annuities formula because it's like a reverse annuity where the money is being paid down rather than accumulating for your future. Okay. When the monthly payments begin on a student loan, they are based on the principal balance at that point in time. The principal balance minus any payments made voluntarily, but includes accrued interest on an unsubsidized loan. Okay. So in Alex, if there's no instructions to the contrary, assume a term of 10 years, a 30-day month for all months, and the interest is capitalized, as in no payments are made while still in school, and that's considered unsubsidized as well. The government is not paying the accrued interest while in school. All right, make sure you understand those definitions to do these problems. Okay, so where are you going to use that formula? Here's an example right here. We had on page 1, this was the principal. And then this was the accrued interest before payments started. And then that gives us a total of the unpaid balance, okay, at this rate for the student loan, and it was a 10-year student loan. So to find out the amount of payments, you take that principal number here, multiply it by the rate as a decimal, and then divide by 12, and you'll get that number. And then here, what I recommend is you take and get this number here, 0.062 divided by 12, add 1 to it, and then raise it to a, and you can put this negative inside here instead of outside, but however you want to do it, you need parentheses at the top if you don't calculate this number first, which is negative 120. So you can put this number down and raise this to the 120, get that number, and then subtract it from 1. Then you're ready to divide, okay? To do it all at once takes a lot of parentheses. Make sure that you get them all in there. I noticed on the iPhone, the parenthesis button is there, but it doesn't seem to show up on mine, so I'm not sure. Please use a calculator. So this is an unsubsidized loan because of all these accrued interest before the payments started are in there and nobody paid for it. So it was capitalized. And just for the record, the payment would be $128.83 if you had a subsidized loan, which means the government paid off that loan, that interest amount while you're in school, or not capitalized, the student themselves paid that interest while they were at school, is that number versus that number. So you're saving, what, like $20 a month by paying that off first, but that's, just letting you know. All right, so let's practice one of these. So Michael takes out I get the right key in front of me. Michael takes out a $3,200 student loan at 6.8% to help him with 2 years of community college. After finishing the 2 years, then he goes on and it gets more complicated. So one thing at a time here. We want to find the total amount of interest accrued until the payments begin. So let's start with this loan for $3,200 at 6.8% for 2 years. So we want to use that daily formula first. Let me get it from page 1. The daily interest amount, that was annual interest divided by 365.25. So we had a $3,200 loan at 6.8% divided by 36. I should be writing smaller. 36.25. That's going to give us 0.6. I put the 0 there just to let you know there wasn't any rounding going on. There was no number there. All right. Let's see. After finishing the 2 years, he transfers to a state university, borrows more. He graduates 4 years and 4 months after the first loan, and the payments are deferred for 3 months after graduation. The second loan was acquired 2 years after the first and had an interest rate of that. Find the total amount of interest accrued until payments are made. So just to find the amount of interest that accumulated on a 30-day, there's a 30-day interest, and accrued period was 4 months, 4 years and 4 months. 4 years and 4 months plus the 3 months after. That's 55 months. So 18, remember we're assuming 30 days up there, it said. So 18, this 18 times 55 months, excuse me, is 990. Total amount accrued before payments start for loan number 1. Okay, so this was all loan number 1. Loan number 2. Oops, sorry. We had loan number 2 is 12,400 times the new interest rate divided by 365. Multiply, then divide is $2.44 a day times the 30 days. Remember, we're assuming a 30-day month for everything. And then that one was 2 years after the first. 2 years of monthly payments plus 4 years and 4 months. So the 4 months, and then 3 months later, 31 months. So 7, 3, 20 a day times 31 months, 2,269.20. All right, and if you add that to your first loan, that is 3,259.20 for total amount of interest accrued before payments are made on both loans. Okay. All right. Then it says find the monthly payments when each payment begins. So this was A answer. B answer. Loan number 1. This is enough. I don't have space for all this. I need to know the payment. So we had $3,200 plus the interest accrued is 4,190, which is the amount of principal balance for payment. Or you could say unpaid balance after accrued interest that we need to use for the payment. So that's your principal to put back up in this formula up here. So we put the principal, and that's multiplied the rate for that loan monthly. And then 1 minus 1 plus that again. And raised to the negative 10 years at paying it monthly. 10 times 12 is 120. Remember, that is a negative exponent, so make sure you get that in there. That all equals R. And if you do that right, R is going to come out to 48.22 for your payments for the first loan. Okay. If it was subsidized, as in the government paid this $990 off, you do the whole thing again using the balance without the interest on it, because subsidized means the government paid it. Okay, the first loan is subsidized. So that would be 1 minus 1 plus 0.068 over 12 minus 120. Put this all in the calculator right, and you should get R equals 3683. Okay. It's like $12 difference if you get that interest paid off first. Loan number 2. Sorry, this is really shoved on here. All right, loan number 2. We had, remember we found out this was the amount of interest before the payments started. So you need to take the borrowed amount plus the interest that accrued. And that's going to be the new balance. Okay, so that's the number that goes in for the payments, figuring at the rate of that loan. Oops. Put that in your calculator right, and you will get 171.84 for that. Repeat if that one's, and that's not. So that's, if they're both, find the monthly payments when they begin. They were both unsubsidized. So that's for both unsubsidized. That's the answer to B. And then if this one is subsidized and the other one is not, for C. Okay.